Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. Um, Today, I've got Jan. Jan from New York City saves money here with me, but not in a side-by-side sense. She decided to send over a little video clip that she wanted me to, include because she's got a few. Well, actually, it might be a couple, but she's got some tips that she would like to share with us. And then I'll be back and, you know, go from there. So let's go ahead and bring Jan in, and I'll be back in a few.
Hi, Steve. Hey, everybody. Nice to see you. Hope, as always, that everybody's doing well. I have a few quick tips up my sleeve, as I usually do. And thank you, Steve, for having me here to come out with a few of my personal care tips that really save a lot of money and have absolutely saved me personally money throughout the years. And I'm really, really wanting to share them. Some people do this, some people do not do this. We're going to talk about the area of hair care today. Okay. First of all, where I am, if you go to the beauty salon, a haircut place, if you wash your hair at home first, like before you leave, I'm not saying walk out the door with a wet head. No. Wash your hair in the shower that morning. Let's say you have a 10 o'clock appointment, take a shower earlier, wash your hair, it's clean. So you're getting in there by washing your hair first when you get there. You are omitting the step of washing your hair there and paying a separate charge. Now, in some places here in the city, it is a separate charge because a different person is washing your hair. And not only that charge, but also inevitably, you're going to be tipping that person. So if you're on a budget, and who isn't these days, especially just saying, you could save 10 or $15 alone by just simply washing your hair. And when you arrive and you get your hair cut, don't worry because the hairstylist has, a pump spray of which they mist up your hair, spray it with a little mist of water, and then they're cutting your hair. So not only are you saving money, but you're also saving wait time because I cannot tell you how many times that I have gone to a place in the past and just sat around waiting for a shampoo person to be available. So that alone for me really works out. So I really push that. The other thing, if you look carefully around your local area, there are inevitably places where you can find a cheaper, less expensive haircut. There are some places, even here in New York City, if you look around carefully, where you could get the job done for less than $20, including your tip. But, like I suggest in point number one, just wash your hair at home. What does it take? You know what I'm saying? So, just doing that one step can save a whole lot of money. Washing your hair at home before you get to the hair cutter. The other thing we're going to talk about for a minute is coloring of hair. Now, I have this wand I've shown people in the past. I hope the camera picks it up. Let's see. Okay, it is a hair coloring wand. Ever notice on some of my own videos? I mean, I'm just getting personal here. Sometimes you'll see the gray streak. I call it my Lily Munster. Sometimes you won't. It depends on the mood I'm in. If I want to use the hair wand, no fuss, no muss. You use it as if you're using a mascara wand on your eyes, but this is made especially for hair color. So it's like an instant hair coloring. I no longer color my hair. But when I did years ago, I always did it at home. And that's another huge money saving tip, coloring your hair at home. I'm telling you, these couple of tips really add up. And I know that Steve also has ways of which he has saved money over time regarding haircuts. And I believe it has to do with a strategy of timing, if I'm not mistaken. All right, just thought I'd pass on these couple of tips and tricks. Everyone take care. Until the next time, bye bye.
Okay, Janet is correct. I do have a timing method in which I use one. Matter of fact, I'm due for a haircut, but I will probably do that early next week. I used to go and get a haircut about once a month. 3 weeks to 1 month, I would go get a haircut. Well, I've adjusted when I go now. Instead of me going every 3 weeks to a month, I go every month and a half. So I'm actually going a couple of weeks later, which in actuality does save me um, about $6 or $7, and I'll explain why. I've been going to the same hair cuttery place for about 10 years now. I will not go to hair cuttery. I won't go to Great Clips, Supercuts. I won't go to any type of haircut place like that. The reason why is they don't know what I want. I prefer, it's a little bit of an old style haircut. I prefer a medium tapered cut. And nobody seems to know what that is. So I go to this hair cuttery place where two women are cutting hair. Actually, I believe it's three now, the last time I went. Um, and they can cut my hair. They know exactly what I want. I just sit down, medium tapered, okay. And I explain that I've got some bumps on my scalp, so be careful. And I like to keep it about halfway on the front so I can part it the way I like. But I do go every 6 weeks instead of every 3 to 4. And that puts a little bit of money back in my pocket. And as far as hair coloring goes, my mom used to do that years back. She was a fan of hair color called Nice and Easy. I believe it's still made today. But I don't ever remember back in the 80s, or maybe even before that, but the 80s is when I had, you know, a decent recollection of her doing it. I don't ever remember seeing the hair coloring wand like what Jan in the video showed. That would have been a much easier method. You just apply it and pull down, and the color just goes right into your hairline. But that's pretty interesting. I'm glad that you showed me that, Jan. Now that I know that that exists, but definitely when it comes to your hair coloring, do it at home. It does save you quite a bit of money at home versus going to a hair place to get it done. And yes, you can locate, even here in Jacksonville, where I'm at, with a tip, it costs me about $15, maybe $16 to get a haircut. And that's going where I had just mentioned. And of course, the prices went up a little bit, of course, because of inflation and things like that. But I still continue to go there because I get the quality of haircut that I want, and they know what I'm looking for. So I'm not going to go to a place to get a haircut and, what is that? Never heard of a medium tapered. So I'm not going to go through that. And yes, another thing Jan pointed out, make sure you wash your hair at home before you go get a haircut. Why? Because if they have to wash it, that's an additional, I don't know what it costs now. I remember it costing an additional $6 or $7. I don't know about now, but wash it at home and go get your haircut. And it will save you quite a bit of money. All right, everybody. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I do want to mention, because of yesterday, I had a very important eye doctor appointment that I had to go to. It had to do, like I said, I've got a hereditary disease called tuberous sclerosis, and I've got tumors in both eyes. Well, something had happened in my right, and I had an allergic reaction. It has gotten better, with the help of ibuprofen, Tylenol, keeping it clean, my B12 liquid vitamins that I take. But just as a precaution, I wanted to make sure that I was okay, and I am. All that's required is I go and get some hydrocortisone cream and apply it a couple times a day for about 4 or 5 days, and it should clear right up. So that was the extent of that. All right. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Have a great Friday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.